This is Xander's Guide to the U.S. Open at Los Angeles Country Club. All right, so we're here with Xander. We're talking about the guide to the majors, specifically the U.S. Open. You love playing in challenging conditions. Is that a true statement?
Yes, I like the challenge. I think U.S. Opens are really mentally grueling, and you got to be able to do everything.
When you saw LACC, like, what went through your mind as far as looking ahead to the U.S. Open? What makes this such a special course?
It's an incredible location. When you're there, it doesn't feel like you're in LA, which kind of gives it that cool feel. You do feel like you're in a park at times, just like a normal park where you just walk your dog.
Yeah.
And then, you're just playing golf. So that's kind of sweet.
What makes U.S. Open setups so hard traditionally?
Firm greens, fast greens, really long rough, length of course, just kicks your ass.
Just everything.
Everything.
When you talk about like the rough, how do you think about that shot? Because I think that's a lot of shots that amateurs don't have.
Not many pros have it either. You get to a point where you just feel like you cannot advance the golf ball.
Right. So what is that shot? Like, I don't, like...
It's literally, it's just a lob wedge or sand wedge, and you just swing. I don't even want to do it because sometimes I'm like, I don't know if this is healthy for me, but you just swing as hard as you can. Whoa. And like to get the ball to go like 30 yards.
And you're just picking a spot where it's like most likely to end up.
Kind of, yeah. So with like a high lofted club, it should, basically as soon as you hit grass, there's so much cabbage that it takes your club face and it just does this to it. Like it wraps your hosel, and everything just like hits here and it just shuts the whole thing down.
Right.
So you kind of have this motion where you'll grab your club and you'll just try and get really steep on it to like throw the head straight down and then kind of just hold the face so the ball kind of comes out straight. Because if you really swing hard and you turn the head down, which you've seen before, yeah, and guys like try and swing really hard with like a longer club, they'll hit it. Like, I've done it before too.
Yeah.
You get a little greedy and you're like, I can do this. And then
this.
you hit it like straight into the rough on the other side of the fairway. You're like, I'm about to make a 7.
In the game, that's called the hack shot.
A hack shot actually makes sense because you literally are like just like hacking away at grass.
Yeah.
Like a machete. You just try to take literally everything out.
Right.
So you can imagine how hard you have to swing to just take the whole thing out.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's fun.
15th hole at LACC, one of the shortest par threes on tour potentially. Mm-hmm. Do you love it?
So when I played it was like 110-ish yards or 115. But it's all pin related. I remember the pin was like kind of front right-ish. Depending on where you land it, there's such a small area, but there's such steep slopes. Because it's a short hole, the only way to make it hard, of course, if we had a driving range 78 yards, everyone would birdie the hole. But that hole's really hard because there's a bunker there.
Yeah.
And when you're hitting a wedge, like into a green, and there's bunkers everywhere and you miss your number, it's gonna plug in the bunker, most likely, because of the amount of spin you create. I remember that hole is a little bit elevated.
Yeah, you can't see the green.
You can't see the green, so you'd probably want to hit kind of a higher shot.
Right.
Because if you have a flatter shot, the land angle is going to be really flat, and it's going to take that big first bounce, and the green isn't really long, so it's going to skip into a bunker or skip off the green or do something crazy.
Right.
So you want that land angle to be pretty steep, so you'd probably realistically kind of take something maybe, I don't know, a little bit up in your stance and kind of get I like to have kind of like a higher finish to hit a higher shot. So once again, if we're hitting a low shot, it'll be kind of like stop, club stops, easy way to hit it low. If we're kind of hit a higher shot into the hole, kind of have a longer finish, it's an easy way to get the ball up in the air. My club was dirty, so I just hit like a meatball there, but you kind of got the idea of the ball going pretty high, just based on how you finished it.
Yeah.
That's kind of it.
Because in the game, you can actually affect your trajectory. You can bring the trajectory up and down.
Yeah.
So this is a shot where you'd want to be like a little higher.
Is there still a spin button? I remember when I was a kid, I would smash the spin button.
There is
the little arrow that.
Yeah, and it's actually really cool because you can even like
you can change the direction of the ball.
Exactly. You can bring the apex up and you can move it right to left and then change your finish on your joystick.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
It's pretty sick.
Yeah, we can't do that. Play the U.S. Open at Los Angeles Country Club, only in EA SPORTS PGA TOUR.